Happy Sunday. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, hi, hello. My name is Cassidy and I am writing my first fantasy novel about a woman who's been brainwashed / amnesia and is rediscovering her pivotal role in her world, or in this world, I guess. If that interests you, feel free to stick around. I appreciate having you here. Before we kind of get into everything, I just wanted to say that there are 20 of you guys. I have 20 subscribers, and that is just so crazy to me that 20 of you guys have found me and are like, yeah, we kind of want to stick around. So I am just very excited about hitting that little 20 mark. That it's just been, I don't know, it's a really cool feeling, and I'm very happy that you guys are here, and I'm so grateful that you guys are choosing to follow along my journey and just taking time out of your day just to watch to see what I'm up to. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it. So I guess I should probably start after that apologizing that I basically vanished for like 10 days. I do that sometimes without like further explanation, but it's really just one of those things where on the last video I was in the midst of new training at work, so my brain was mush, and then this past week really wasn't anything other than Halo came out, so I just wanted to play Halo the whole time and not do any of this. So basically it was a rest period for me, which honestly was really nice. I think my brain was a little bit cooked for the last little bit, so it was kind of like a nice reprieve and a nice break from everything. And I was still working on the plotting and stuff for my story. I really did not write all that much, so going over our numbers today, our numbers, it's going to be really interesting. So I'm excited to kind of get into that, because today we are going to talk about the July recap of just like how I did word-wise, you know, reflecting all of that. And then also talking about the Act 2 planning and kind of like the second part of it that I mentioned in my previous video and how that's been going. Yeah, I do want to just kind of start off with July being, before we kind of get into the writing side of things, I kind of wanted to take a little side quest and talk about how I think, dare I say, I am finally out of my reading slump. Dare I say that? I hope so. I read some of the books that I got from the farmer's market, from the bookstore on wheels, the van, the non-white van. And I've honestly think that's really helped, because it's more thriller based, which is different than what I typically read, which is probably exactly what I needed, to be honest. So my first book that I read was Titanium Noir. It's a really small one. I finished it in one day. It's very cyberpunky. But it's with, like, you know, detectives. So it was really interesting and totally different. It's a very much a narrative driven story. So there's not a lot of exposition going on, so to speak, where it's like you know what the world is like that you're in. It's very just like short descriptions, and it's just the conversations that are driving the story. So super quick read. I had no idea. Like, it's about titans and giants and just like humans, and the human detective is solving a murder of a titan, is basically the gist of it. I had no idea what to expect with it, which is what I think helped a lot, where I'm like, I have no idea how this is going to end. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was just a quick read. Good time. So then I was like, okay, banger. All right, we'll just keep going. Dare I say I'm into reading again. So then I went to The Whisper Man by Alex North. So story behind this one was when I was perusing the books, the bookshop owner, Kareen, something, it was a beautiful name, but she was like, I was eyeing a different book by Alex North. She was like, oh, you're gonna love this one. There's a movie adaptation that's coming out in August. It's so good. And I was like, okay. And then like another lady that was just perusing as well, she's like, oh, you're gonna love this one. Like she told me between the two books I was looking, the other one and this one, she's like, I recommend doing this one. And then she also brought up the movie adaptation. And so the three of us were all together, and they were both talking about the movie adaptation that they're so excited about. I'm like, all right, I've been peer pressured into this book. So be it. So I see the hype. I really enjoyed this one. It was a full thriller, creepy at some points, super creepy. Like the fingers in the mail slot. Oh, I got the biggest chills when I read that. And I was like, it's like late at night when I was reading, and I was like, oh my God. So this is really good. I'm actually very curious to see how they do the adaptation. I do feel like the ending was a little bit rushed. I don't know. It just felt like it wrapped up really quickly when we got to like the climax of the story, and then it wrapped up super quickly. And I was like, wait, what just happened? And then it explained everything, but I really liked it. It was a good one. It was it was also heartwarming too. So has anyone else read The Whisper Man? Or are there other Alex North books that you guys recommend that I should dabble in? Because I did not mind his writing style at all, and it was good. I really enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, let's keep going. So I read another one. I tried another one that I got from the shop. It was like Lover Forbidden. It was by J.R. Ward. I think it was like the Black Brotherhood or Black Dagger Brotherhood series. It's like their newest book or whatever. I DNF'd it really fast, like 50 pages in. I realized I don't think I'm ready for this book because I don't know what's going on. I know nothing. I've been eyeing the series, but I didn't realize it's like a 20 plus book series. So clearly I wasn't going to know anything that's going on if I got the newest book, even if it's like a different person's storyline. Like there was a lot of stuff that was being stated that I was like, okay, I have no idea what that is. I don't love present day vampires, to be honest, as much. Like the modernism of it and like cell phones and stuff, and like the main character itself just really wasn't doing it for me. Like if you're a vampire, you are gonna let a billboard squish you, like fall from the sky, and you're just gonna run like a normal human. Like it doesn't feel very vampire-esque. So I realized I wasn't gonna be into that one, so I stopped that one about 50 pages. So didn't really give that one a good try. Maybe I'll try again later, but whatever. So I continued on my rampage of reading books. I promise I'll get to the writing here in a second, but I just want to talk about the books for a second. And I tried another series that was 700 pages, thick boy, very chunky boy. And I love chunky books. I'm like, yes, I'm ready to dive into this world. It's a completed series. It's a quad. I ate that shit up so fast. I stayed up super late, like 2 of the nights I was reading it, which I haven't done in a very long time. But my problem was when I hit the 400 page mark, that's when it kind of started to nosedive a little bit, because I realized like if I'm more connected to the side characters than the toxic 2 main characters who are just like not having any growth, to be honest. They're just going back and forth. They're waxing and waning so hard. It's really hard to just like enjoy the story, but the world itself seems super interesting, and the lore and the magic and stuff. So when I finished the book, I just kind of was like, okay. And so I read some of the reviews, and only like a couple people agreed with me, where it's like the main characters weren't doing it. So I was like, okay, before I get into the second book, I need to know if there's going to be some growth. Like, is our main girl going to actually like kind of grow up? Also, why is that so fuzzy? Sorry. I was like, is she going to grow up? And is our main guy like going to stop being a dick? Like, what are we doing here? And it's like another thick boy. It's like almost 700 pages on the second one. And it sounds like it's a very mixed bag. And I was like, I don't think I got that dog in me to get through 3 books before we have a character arc and growth. Because I did see in the second book that there was a lot of reviews that the side characters got more screen time, so to speak, page time, and they loved the side characters. And so I was like, oh, like, I can't be in it only for the side characters. If the side characters are removed, I'm going to be slogging through those main character chapters. So I decided to set that aside for now. Maybe I'll come back to it if I'm feeling different. So I went a different route, and I'm currently reading Blighted Stars, sci-fi fantasy, another kind of chunky boy. Totally different. I'm kind of just into the sci-fi right now, so maybe Halo has something to do with that. I don't know. Anyways, I'm only like 4 chapters in, super new. It's totally different, but I'm kind of vibing. I'm vibing with it. Long story short, I think I'm back into reading again. So that's exciting. So exciting. Now, thank you for that little side tangent, side quest. I so appreciate it. I know I'm not a book review channel or anything. And I'm also not going to tell you what the other book is, because I don't want you guys to bash on the author or bash on me. For that opinion of the one where I was like, there's no character growth for 700 pages. Like, what the fuck are we doing? But maybe I will. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you really want to know. But now let's talk about July. July. I definitely know I probably did not hit as many words as I did in June, because June I really just locked in. July I wavered. I absolutely wavered. Like, I was kind of locked in, but I've been doing a lot more plotting especially now that I'm in Act 2, and I really kind of just got stagnant, so to speak, and that's okay. I think I kind of just needed a break to let the story itself breathe a little bit more. Sorry, let me just, there we go. I'm like sitting on the floor, so it's not the most comfy, but I just needed the story to breathe a little bit more. So I honestly did not get very far since we last chatted in terms of actually words on page. Yes, I've been doing a lot of rough drafts of plotting and like the overall story and stuff. So let's go through the numbers and everything, and then we'll talk about the midpoint and the plotting and how that's all going. So let's go see how I did for this July. So please hold. And I know that I was like, yeah, for July, I'm going to do so good on documenting how many hours I wrote and like how many chapters. I did not do a very good job with that as well. So please forgive me. It is what it is. Like, I kind of do a little bit, like I didn't do Excel or anything. I literally just put it on paper, and then I kind of just stopped. So, I mean, I have some of it, but we'll get a general idea of what I've done. Well, okay, just a general idea. It's not perfect. So we'll see. We'll compare notes here. June, July 1st. Okay, let me crunch the numbers together and we'll go back to this. All right. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought. Definitely not as much as I did in June. I actually had some really big days that I kind of forgot about, so that's cool. I wrote for the total of July, across many sessions, 8,620 words for the month of July. Really not bad at all compared to I think I had 11,000. So considering that my last writing session was the 22nd of July, not bad at all. Now, I probably have about roughly 10 hours of writing time. So again, that's super vague. Super vague. I don't know how legit that is, but that's what I actually wrote down. I promise I will be better about it. I don't know, man. Anyways, so I think I wrote about 3 chapters in that time frame. For sure 2 of them, like 2.5 chapters. So really, no, that's not right. That's not right. So according to my notebook, I only wrote 2.5 chapters the entire month. I don't think that's right. But I also did, I think it was Yeah, chapter 13 was a big chapter, so maybe that is right, honestly. I did finish. Okay, no, that sounds right, because I did the chapter 12 and chapter 13 were both really big chapters. Chapter 12 took me a long time because I was doing a lot of starting and stopping. And then chapter 13 was also a bigger chapter. So that kind of makes sense. And I wrote about half of chapter 14 right now, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So like 1.5 chapters into Act 2. Absolutely slaying right now. Okay, so with that in mind, let's talk about how things went, and about the midpoint. So midpoint wise, sorry, let me just back you up. So last time we chatted, I was in the midst of obviously doing the characters for Act 2 that are pulling up in Act 2 and just like really making it more concrete. The foundation's laid for the characters and all of that stuff, yada, yada, yada. But I was really debating, and I was having a hard debate between two paths that I can take for this story, where they're essentially the same path, but it's like, do I stretch it out across 2 books or do I stretch it across 1? And the overall story that I originally had in mind, I'm officially going to go with stretching it across 2 books. Now, the reason behind this is because when I was trying to crunch it into 1 book, I just felt like it was so much happening in 1 book, like almost too much, where I was like, I don't think the things are gonna like lay and sink in as deep as I would like them to with the readers. And so I just feel like it's gonna be better and hit better if I spread it across 2 books. And this is for the A plot. The B plot, I still have that pretty much confirmed. It's gonna be across 2 books, and become more of an A plot in book 2. So I officially decided to go across 2 books route. Now, my current sticking point is with Act 2 specifically is that I have a general idea of what I want to have happen in Act 2. In the first act, I have it pretty much down how I want it to go. So the second act of Act 2 is kind of where I'm struggling right now, is where I have so many ideas and I'm like, I keep feeling like I'm settled on one, and then I'm like, oh my God, I have such a good idea that I think will actually work for this. And then I'm like, let me just fill it in and see how it works. So I keep changing my mind, so that's a problem. And 2, with part of what happens, an event that happens in Act 2 that I either way want to have happen, I'm really struggling with the why behind it. Like, I have a general idea of how I want it to happen, but I don't know about the why behind it. So that's kind of my biggest sticking point, where it's like, why are we having these characters do this? Like, I don't want to just have these characters go on random missions. That is so dumb, so dumb. And I hate it when I read characters that get sent on random missions and I'm like, for what? So they can get some exercise? Like, bruh. So I'm really struggling with the why behind it. Like, it's more of a lore thing that I'm like, okay, this needs, and it's going to tie it into the B plot, which is kind of very specific. And I need to figure out the specifics behind it, and like the lore behind it and the reasons behind it, and how this is going to tie into the finale and how I want this book to end. So that's kind of where I'm stuck right now. And I think at this point, like, I'm like, okay, I haven't written in for like 10 days, bro. I need to get back on it. And today's August 2nd. So I'm like, all right, 2 days in, still haven't written. So, you know, but I have plans for this week, for this next video. I'm really excited to do it. So I'm getting back on the bandwagon, guys. I promise you, I promise. So I think what I'm going to do is write the first half of Act 2 as I have continually had it consistently planned, and it's consistent in all my drafting ideas of the midpoint. So I am gonna just go through it, and I will trust that the answer will kind of reveal itself to some degree, where I'll have that aha moment. I think I'm just having a very cluttered mind where I feel like I still need to do all these things to get the characters to that point before I can really think about that point. If that makes sense. Like, I'm like, oh my God, they still have to do all this traveling. They have to do all this, like, yada, yada, yada. And still, like, learn who they are and all this stuff before I can really get into the I don't know if heist is the right word, but like before we can get into the real thick of the story. I need them to be at this point specifically before I can really think about the next. So I think that's going to be my plan, is to just get through this first half of Act 2, and then I think I will have a better idea of how I want things to roll. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I honestly am like, ugh, y'all plotters, I know the story back to front, up and down, before I even put words on the manuscript, which is crazy, but I'm so envious, because I'm like, okay, here I am thinking, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm kind of a plotter. Now I'm like, absolutely not. I need to kind of low-key wing it. I need to trust that the answer will come to me when the time is right. Until then, I got to get through all this other bullshit and get my mind a little less cluttered before I can really think about that spot in that section. I am worried that when I do get to that section that it's going to be so bare bones on this first draft. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how I can underwrite. I don't know how I can underwrite in the first draft. It's crazy. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. But I also am like, if that's what needs to be done just to get this story out, and I can go back and like fluff it up some more and like add more meat to it, great. But that's going to be a new experience for me if that's what ends up happening in that section that I'm kind of like still figuring out. Which I'm like, holy crap, holy applause to everyone that's like, yeah, I just put the foundation down and then we'll come back through and fill in all those gaps. And I'm all like, I don't really want too many gaps to begin with, personally. Like, I still want the meat to still be there. I just want more meat in it on the second run. Whatever. Anyways, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I am excited of what is about to happen, yes, and I am feeling better and feeling more refreshed with my little break. Probably will take some more breaks every once in a while, just, you know, why not? And I'm also probably going to be dropping down to 1 video a week. I know it's just like 3 weeks ago I was like, yeah, I'm going to try to do 2 videos a week. Yeah, that was great for a little bit, but I am also, August is going to become really busy, particularly towards the end when I start school again. And I'm going to be thick in masters. So I want to still at least do 1 video a week minimum, maybe have a break here and there. But if I'm like feeling great and I'm going to do a second video, surprise, bonus for everyone. So that's kind of my general plan moving forward. I have like 2.5 weeks or so of freedom left. So I want to see if I can get as far as I can into this Act 2 section by that point. If I can get to my sticking point in Act 2, where I need to like really flesh out all the stuff where I want the characters to be before I can focus on that sticking point, that would be a huge goal and success. I would love to be officially done with Act 2 by end of September the latest. That's probably a lot of time. That's 2 months, so 60 days worth. But at the same time, I'm like, is that enough time? Anyways, so that's my goal. That is my goal. We'll see. We shall see. But this week, I have a great video planned that I'm excited to do. It's a little different, but I think it'll be fun. It's about writing. And kind of getting back into it. And I will be better about logging the amount of time and stuff for month of August, at least the hours. I don't know. we'll see. I'll try. I really just like to know the numbers, not so much the hours. I mean, the hours are interesting, but it's also like, okay. Anyways, so yeah, I am excited. I have something that I've been working on, and I'm hoping it will probably be showing up starting the next video. This was kind of like a last minute, let's jump on chat, because I realized it was August, and I was like, well, end of the month, let's talk about it. So I didn't get my, basically it's a mood board for my story that I want to start showcasing every time I talk about it in the future videos. We'll see if I get that officially done. I don't like the layout that I currently have in it. I've been messing around with it the last few days, and I just can't find the right layout that I like for it. But I want to be able to showcase just the general vibes of Project Nameless for you guys. And for any new viewers that are coming through, instead of just being like, yeah, it's about a girl that has no memory. So I'm still working on that. My goal is to hopefully by this Friday video that I'll be able to get that solidified. We'll see. That's just like a little added bonus cherry on top. It's not a necessity of this, but I would love to be able to do that for you guys. And it'll just be kind of cool just to see a continuous mood board. I'm sure the mood board might slightly change as the story continues to develop, as it is. Like, it already feels so different than what I originally had planned for it, which is cool. It's cool. I like an evolving story. And so it is what it is, but I'm trying to keep the general themes the same. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. Thanks for sitting here, sipping your coffee with me, chatting it up, catching up. Let me know if there's any other series that I should probably dabble in reading, like The Blighted Stars. I think it's a trilogy, I think. Very interested. I've heard mixed things about, I believe, the second book, so question mark. So anyways, that is all I have for you guys today, and I hope to see you guys again on Friday. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I so appreciate you guys being here, and for my 20 peeps that are watching, thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for finding me out in the wilds of YouTube. And I hope more of you guys continue to join, and I'm excited to continue to grow this community and hopefully start chatting with you guys a little bit. But, you know, time will tell. I'm a patient girl, kind of. So it is what it is. And I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Love you. See you. Bye.